Hi, horse friends. In today's video, we're going to show you how to put on splint boots and why we use them. So these are a pretty simple brush set, and I like to use them especially on this guy Chief here. He's got shoes and pads on the front, and he's also built fairly close in front. And when he travels, a lot of times he has been known to hit himself there. So these provide a decent amount of protection. I also like them because they are fairly thin, and I feel as though these don't trap the heat in as much as some of the thicker ones for what we're trying to do. They also do well if they get wet. So it is important if you're putting splint boots on that you put them on either both fronts or both hinds or all four. They've done a lot of studies. If you just put it on one leg, that it does disrupt the horse's proprioception and change the way they travel. So when I'm approaching the horse, I'm going to come over to the side, make sure the horse knows that I'm here, and I'm going to kneel down and get myself in a position to where I'm safely away from the horse's leg. If they haven't had these on before, sometimes they react, pull their foot up. In that case, I will bend over and always make sure that my head is out of the way. And whenever I'm putting these on, I always check the Velcro, make sure that the Velcro is in good working form, because a lot of times the Velcro will go bad eventually and they can come off. So I kind of brush my hand down here, try to make sure that any mud or, something that might cause abrasions underneath the boot is clear. And I also like to flatten the hair a little bit. So I start here and I roll this down, and I have the part that has more support on the inside. And if you notice, I also have this below the knee as well. So when the horse bends their leg, it doesn't interfere with the function of the joints. I want the straps of the boot to be facing the back so that I am pulling the tendons in the appropriate manner so that I do not bow them. I also want to make sure that the Velcro is evenly distributed with the pressure. Okay, and that it's nice and flat underneath here. You can make these too tight and cut off circulation to the horse's leg. That is not the intention. If you look underneath here, you will see that this drops down around the fetlock joint to protect the foot from the other foot as well. It does also provide some tendon support as well. So once I finish one side, I'm going to go around and repeat and do the same thing with the other side. You can also see that when we store the boots, we store them in a manner that it keeps the shape of the boot. So that it stays around the horse's leg. It's really important that you don't just fold them up, create creases. Storing is important as well. Hi, sir. Put these in down. Once again, I'm going to check over here, make sure that I am safe. Slide this down. You don't want to slide it up because then you're going to pull the hair up, right? So you want the hair to be flat. I just think that would be annoying. And once again, I start on the top Velcro, work my way down, making sure that they are all even and flat and that the tails are pointing the back. So thank you so much for joining us today. This is how we put on splint boots and a little bit about why we use them.